Over the past few decades, China has undertaken some of the most ambitious infrastructure projects the world has ever seen. Massive bridges, colossal dams, sky-piercing skyscrapers. These engineering marvels have cemented China's status as a leader in mega construction and pushed the very boundaries of what is possible. Three projects in particular stand out as true wonders of the modern world that have earned worldwide admiration. These projects have reshaped China's economic and physical landscapes while also turning heads globally for their immense scale and cutting-edge design. While not without their share of environmental and human impacts, these unprecedented projects have universally earned praise even from critics for their immense technical achievements and socioeconomic benefits delivered across China. They represent the very cutting edge of what is constructible with today's technologies and 24/7 workforce capacity. Most of all, they stand as shining beacons of China's 21st century economic miracle, symbols of determination and innovation that leave global onlookers in awe of what this ambitious nation continues to dare achieve. From skyscrapers to bridges to dams, China's modern marvels have truly cemented its status as an engineering superpower and raised global infrastructure aspirations to new heights. So stick around as I take you through this exciting journey, and I promise you, number 3 will blow your mind. We start in Shanghai, one of the greatest and most dynamic cities in the world. Towering above the Shanghai skyline is an architectural landmark that has come to symbolize the city's rise on the global stage, the iconic Shanghai World Financial Center. Today, we'll be exploring this super-tall skyscraper in unprecedented detail as we delve into everything from its groundbreaking inception over 25 years ago to its enduring legacy today. The seeds of the SWFC were first planted way back in 1994 when Chinese developer Pierre de Smet Construction commissioned American architectural firm Kohn Pedersen Fox to design an ambitious new office skyscraper for the burgeoning Luzhizwe Financial District in Pudong. Their initial plans envisioned a 460-meter tower containing 94 floors of premium commercial space. While design work progressed through 1995 to 1996, economic and political shifts soon halted things in their tracks. The late 90s brought the Asian financial crisis, which dried up funding sources. Construction was able only to lay the massive foundation before coming to a standstill in 1998. For several years, the partially excavated holes sat dormant as the developer struggled with economic headwinds. It wouldn't be until November 2000 that hopes of restarting the project began to materialize. That's when the prestigious Japanese property developer Mori Building Company entered exclusive negotiations to acquire rights over the development. Mori Building saw immense potential in Shanghai's blossoming financial sector if the right catalyst project could reignite growth. Under the leadership of Chairman Shingo Mori, plans were put in motion to transform the stalled site into China's tallest skyscraper. In early 2003, a deal was finally struck handing ownership over along with revised designs from KPF, expanding the plan to 101 floors and an eye-watering 492 meters in height. Not content to merely restart construction utilizing the existing foundations, Mori Building mandated a complete re-engineering from the ground up. New pile foundations were sunk a record-breaking 120 meters deep through the soft alluvial soils to hard bedrock. This ensured a stable base capable of withstanding the strongest seismic forces far into the future. An innovative structural system conceived by engineer Leslie Robertson followed. By leveraging closely spaced outrigger trusses within a reinforced concrete shear wall core, wind loads could transfer directly down the central columns, minimizing lateral stresses. This enabled economical material usage whilst achieving unheard of slenderness and height. The crowning feature was a dramatic 46-meter circular aperture piercing the spire, a pioneering design at the time. Not only did it beautifully reference Chinese moon gate architecture, engineers proved it optimized stair stability, a true marvel of integrated aesthetics and engineering. With the design and funding finally aligned, real work recommenced in earnest on November 16, 2003. Over the next 4 years, watching the tower steadily climb skyward was nothing short of mesmerizing for Shanghai's residents. An international cast of builders toiled around the clock, hung from dizzying heights, all in service of raising 101 floors of steel and concrete, one bolt at a time. Amazingly, by 2007, the structure had already scaled over 400 meters high. Progress faced challenges, of course, such as a small electrical fire breaking out on the 40th floor in August 2007. Thankfully, quick-thinking construction crews confined it before any serious damage occurred. Then in September came another milestone. Installation of the final girder saw the tower pierce the clouds at its full 492-meter height topped out. It was a momentous occasion for all involved after over a decade of dreaming, planning, and hardship to finally see it completed in 2008 after external cladding and internal fit-outs were fully installed. Countless tens of thousands worked tirelessly to bring the vision to life, and on August 28, 2008, the doors officially opened to welcome patrons to the world's new highest building. Stepping inside for the first time was a surreal experience. Gone were the dreary construction sites, replaced with gleaming luxury from floor to ceiling. The lower levels offered high-end retail, including an expansive upper-level galleria. Moving up revealed premium office spaces filled with multinational firms taking full advantage of the panoramic vistas. Reaching the 79th floor introduced guests to the opulence of the Park Hyatt Shanghai Hotel. At the time, it laid claim to hosting the highest hotel rooms on the planet. Staying here was like living in the clouds, with tranquil accommodations bathed in luminous daylight on all horizons. A true pinnacle of luxurious urban living, only accessible by this architectural icon. Of course, no visit is complete without experiencing the breathtaking observatories. The lowest on the 94th floor already placed visitors 423 meters high, but ascending further to the 97th and iconic 100th floor decks brought ever-expanding 360 degrees views across Shanghai, the glittering Huangpu River, and out towards the East China Sea on the clearest days. Tapestry nightfalls draped the Metropolitan in a glowing tapestry, accented by the sparkling jewels of air and land below. It offered a true eagle-eye perspective and humbling sense of scale, making it abundantly clear why the SWFC quickly became an indispensable landmark for the Orient's gateway city. Soon accolades poured in from all corners recognizing its important contributions to the skyscraper topology. Awards like Best Tall Building Worldwide from the Council on Tall Buildings highlighted both its structural ingenuity and elegant simplicity of form piercing the clouds. A new paradigm of aspirational, sustainable super-tall design had emerged to define the early 21st century skyline. Over 15 years since opening its hallowed halls, the SWFC remains a dominating presence on Shanghai's world-famous horizon. Having long since passed the torch as China's absolute tallest, its outsized influence honors more the art of the skyscraper than metrics alone. Brick by riveting brick, wiring by cladding panel, it was envisioned, engineered, and erected through pure perseverance, a shining symbol of what focused spirit and cooperative effort can attain. Now on to Xinjiang province in eastern China, home to one of the most incredible infrastructure projects ever undertaken, the majestic Hangzhou Bay Bridge. At over 35 kilometers long, this iconic cable-stayed bridge ranks amongst the 10 longest in the world, and its engineering marvels are simply astonishing. Today, we'll be exploring every aspect of this bridge's decade-long construction saga, from its early planning stages to the immense challenges overcome along the way. Let's begin our journey across this modern wonder of the world. The concept of bridging Hangzhou Bay had been studied since the early 1990s as planners looked to streamline transport links between the bustling port cities of Ningbo and Shanghai. However, prevailing upon the correct bridge alignment took considerable debate. One proposal envisioned a route further east for the shortest distance, but faced opposition from Shanghai authorities focused on expanding the nearby Yangshan port. After years of political wrangling, engineers settled on the current western alignment fully within Xinjiang's jurisdiction in 2003. With the route finalized, over 600 experts worked tirelessly throughout the 2000s, designing every element down to the smallest detail. Not only did the bridge need to withstand ferocious tidal forces unique to the bay, but also seismic activities and ferocious typhoons common to the region. After exhaustive modeling, analysis chose a cable-stayed form for its innate strength capable of flexing under such extreme conditions. Additional resilience came from the selection of weathering steel piles driven over 120 meters deep, as opposed to more vulnerable concrete. When construction kicked off in 2005, teams were immediately confronted with imposing offshore conditions completely foreign to typical bridge building. Monstrous waves routinely exceeded 9 meters, rendering traditional building methods impossible. Pioneering solutions like prefabricated entire pier segments and bridge spans on land, then barging them to site, saved immeasurable time and risk. Ingenious temporary structures were also fabricated to safely house workers across the treacherous bay. Despite meticulous preparation, immense hurdles remained. One unexpected challenge was the discovery of highly pressurized methane gas pockets beneath sections, requiring dangerous degasification procedures before pile driving. Persistent erosion from torrential currents demanded innovative anti-bubbling cloth templates be applied to poured concrete. Meanwhile, unpredictable typhoons constantly threatened to destroy partially erected spans if work wasn't racing around the clock. Through it all, the project marched towards its epic scale, utilizing the most advanced marine engineering practices worldwide. By 2007, after 2 grueling years, the twin 2.4 kilometers cable-stayed segments defining the bridge's iconic profile had taken shape. Spanning a total waterway distance over 26 kilometers meant 78 mammoth piers needed erecting in phases, each precisely prefabricated with slender inclined stems daring the churning seas. Their imposing height accommodated the mighty 100 meters tall towers sprouting tension cables like the strings of a colossal harp. At the completion ceremony that amazed onlookers marveled at this immense new link reducing travel times by over half. However, the hardest challenges were still ahead. Subjecting the untested megastructure to real traffic required cautious load testing, followed by a year-long monitoring period. Safety inspectors left no bolt unchecked as 150,000 daily vehicles crossed, each movement scrutinized for any irregularities. Only when its resiliency proved unquestionable did full public access open in May 2008 to widespread celebration and wonderment at the engineering phenomenon they now traverse with ease. A midpoint service area like none other was also constructed, hosting the world's highest bridge-mounted lookout tower at 146 meters. From its panoramic heights, the disparity in scale between vehicles and bridge is brought into sharp perspective alongside breathtaking vistas up and down the bay. Over a decade on, millions annually now experience the thrill and sense of human achievement conveyed through its simple yet massively ambitious design conceived through never-say-die determination. As China's flagship long-span bridge and among history's greatest offshore bridges, the Hangzhou Bay Bridge stands as a colossal feat of engineering ingenuity, project management, and sheer perseverance that has completely transformed the region. And finally, Hubei Province in central China, home to one of the most ambitious hydraulic engineering projects ever undertaken, the mammoth Three Gorges Dam, spanning the mighty Yangtze River near the city of Keqiang. This concrete colossus stands over 180 meters tall and houses 32 powerful generators, making it the largest hydroelectric power station in the world. Today, we'll be exploring every aspect of this megastructure, from its conception over 50 years ago to its immeasurable impacts on China. Let's begin our tour of this modern wonder. The concept of taming the Yangtze's ferocious floods through a gargantuan dam has existed since Sun Yat-sen first proposed it in 1919. But it wasn't until the catastrophic 1954 floods that killed over 30,000 people that ambitions solidified. In 1956, Chinese leader Mao Zedong penned his now famous poem Swimming, envisaging a great stone wall across the Three Gorges. Over the following decades, engineering surveys continuously refined potential designs. Construction was slated to begin in 1986 as part of Deng Xiaoping's modernization drive, but the dam remained politically contentious. It wasn't until 1992 that the National People's Congress finally gave approval, though with notably low support. Work officially kicked off on December 14, 1994, after over 40 years of planning and debate. What preceded was an extraordinary feat of international cooperation and cutting-edge hydraulic engineering. Today, as we stand before this 2.3 kilometers long concrete leviathan, it's staggering to think its 185-meter tall walls contain over 27 million cubic meters of material. Its gargantuan scale was necessitated by the location's ferocious forces, not only seasonal floods but seismic tremors and typhoons too. To conquer these, the dam employs an innovative cross-braced structural system transferring stresses efficiently via an interior core. Its most iconic feature is undoubtedly the massive 46-meter circular aperture piercing the summit. Originally envisioned as merely decorative, engineers ingeniously proved it optimized stability during strong winds. Small design details like this exemplify how functionality and aesthetics were harmoniously balanced. Another innovation was the dam's seal foundation piles, driven over 120 meters into bedrock, a construction first aiding corrosion resistance in these corrosive waters. Let's now ascend one of the giant elevator towers for a bird's-eye view. Spread before us is the dam's cavernous reservoir, stretching 660 kilometers upstream at full capacity. Its flooded landscape has displaced over 1 million residents while simultaneously safeguarding millions more from catastrophic floods downstream like the deadly 1954 deluge. By stifling such chaos, the dam has fundamentally reshaped China's largest river system. Below us lies the heart of this hydroelectric titan, its sprawling underground power station. Housed within the mountain's innards are 32 colossal turbines, each capable of over 700 megawatts, driven by water channeled through huge penstocks. Together, they generate a phenomenal 22.5 gigawatts, enough to power whole nations. In fact, on an average year, the dam produces nearly 100 terawatt-hours, equivalent to burning 80 million tons of coal. Its economic importance can't be overstated. Not only has the dam attracted billions in foreign investment, but its clean energy has accelerated China's industrialization while curbing emissions. Power lines stretching thousands of kilometers distribute its bounty nationwide. Amazingly, the Three Gorges paid off its entire $25 billion price tag within just 7 years of full operation through income alone. Of course, engineering achievements of this scale never come without consequences. Over 1.3 million inhabitants were displaced, ancient cultural sites lost, and fragile ecosystems disrupted. Landslides plague reservoir shores while sediment starvation threatens coastlines downstream. Extinct species like the Beiji dolphin attest to its ecological footprint. Yet for all the dam's controversies, its triumph remains inarguable. By moderating the Yangtze's fearsome floods, it has safeguarded billions of downstream lives and livelihoods for generations to come. As one of the greatest public works in history, the Three Gorges Dam stands as a remarkable testament to collective human endeavor and China's technological strides. I hope you've enjoyed learning about this true wonder of the modern world. And that wraps it up for today's episode, exploring just a few of China's most ambitious infrastructure projects. Huge undertakings that have fundamentally transformed the nation while also cementing its status as an engineering superpower. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos where we'll explore even more of China's wonders reshaping our world. In the meantime, let me know which mega construction you want to learn about next. Until next time.